meanwhile, over at the NDIS, we know that they're spending a hell of a lot of money. It was nearly $50 billion last financial year. It's going to be $52 billion this financial year. By 2028-29, it's meant to be $63.4 billion. And there are lots of things you hear about all the time that you go, oh, geez, I don't think my hard-earned taxpayer money should be going towards this. All these sorts of art therapies. There have been allegations about people going down to the knock shop and being able to do it on the NDIS. But there are people who you would absolutely say, as a society, we owe it to them with our taxpayers' money to make their life a little bit easier. And I don't think I've seen a case as clear as this one that was reported on in the News Corp papers by Julie Cross, and by God, I'm glad she found this story because it will make your blood boil. There's a young boy by the name of Leo Hall. He's 8 years old. Now, he was born with no eyes and really small eye sockets. And so to make sure that as he grows up, his bone structure is fine, he has prosthetic eyes that they put into these eye sockets that expand, and obviously he gets bigger ones as he grows older to not only make sure he looks like a normal kid, and that avoids bullying and makes him feel better about himself, but also from a very practical health perspective. It means that as his face grows, it can grow in a normal way. Well, the NDIS says that that is not worth their money. Here's his mother explaining.
Looking like you've got a typical eye just helps with children to interact with him. Otherwise it looks like his eyes are closed, it looks like he's asleep. Other children don't understand that. 3 years ago, we obviously supplied them with enough evidence that they made a decision to think that they are something reasonable and necessary. And so for nothing to have changed with his condition, it's ridiculous that they've changed their mind on that decision, and they're stating that we need to essentially go through that whole tribunal process again to fight for them.
I mean, for goodness sake, you've got all these kids allegedly who have autism who get put on the NDIS and you know, they're lower level autism, but everyone gets a level 2 diagnosis these days, which means that they can get access to the NDIS. They're chewing up all these money. You've got 1 in 10 boys under the age of 10 now is on the NDIS, etc. And here you have a kid who has a genuine disability, and the NDIS is so penny pinching that they're saying, nah, I mean, they're $5,000 for a pair of these eyes, and when he's younger, he has to have them twice a year. $10,000 a year to make a massive difference to that kid's life, and the NDIS says, no, we can't do that. You're just staggering.
Well, I think when the NDIS was established, we all thought it was designed for families like this to have the support that they needed, particularly for a young kid. And look, it's a small amount of money. We're talking about $5,000 for a new set of the devices that this 8-year-old needs. But when you've got a scheme costing $50 billion, there's more than 10,000 bureaucrats in the NDIA, which is the agency, and this family had to fight this through a legal case to actually get a result. It's amazing that someone in the department, in the real world, someone would just look at this and say, hey guys, this is common sense, let's just pay this money, right? But instead they fight these ones, and as you say, they've just allowed this scheme to grow and grow and grow. We've allowed so many people to join, we've allowed businesses to run riot with hardly any protection, more than $50 billion a year and growing, and yet there's horror stories like this, and this one is not in isolation. I mean, what on earth is happening with this, Caleb? It's just ridiculous.